Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Vanguardian TV. I'm your host, Sonny C. This is a special episode today. We just got word earlier this morning the passing of the great John Thompson, basketball coach, Georgetown University. He coached the Hoyas to their first and only championship back in '84. He went to the Final Four three times. He had some great players with Patrick Ewing, Michael Jackson, David Wingate, Reggie Williams, Lonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo. There's a host of players that he played with, Sleepy Floyd, just to name a few. Just a lot of talent that he made, he cultivated at Georgetown. He took over a program that was that never had went to the NCAA tournament. They was only ranked maybe previously, I believe, one time before he became coach of Georgetown Hoyas on the Hilltop. So it's a sad day. He was a mentor to a lot of people, basketball players, and not just basketball players. People of all walks of life admired John Thompson and his tireless effort for fairness and equality. I remember him very vividly protesting the Prop 48 ruling back in the 80s, mid 80s or so, and basically that was a ruling that that kind of was unfair how it was written. It would have, like 47% of players, a lot of athletes, a lot of black athletes would not have been eligible to play college basketball their freshman year with that ruling staying in place. He protested that. He didn't think it was fair. He thought it was a cultural unfairness to that rule because of the environment of so many of the black players, conditions and environment, and just basically stuff that just culturally wasn't up to par for them to qualify for that rule to play in their freshman year. So John Thompson protests that, and only he can do. He walked off the court right before tip-off, and in his protest, he had the famous towel, as we know. Great man. My mom knew John Thompson. She went to school with him. He was 78 years old. Very sad day, but we felt we just had to say something to honor him today. And to honor John Thompson is always to stand by your convictions and believe in yourself and give it your all in what task that you might challenge and might do. To give it your all. To don't question your ability. If you're prepared, don't question whether they're going to like you or not. Just go out there and kick the door open for yourself. But take the challenge head on and be confident about what you're going about doing, and be confident in what your training and what their education level is to go out there and get the job done. So that's one of the things that I like about John Thompson. We all know about the deflated basketball in his office, because life after basketball is your real challenge as a human being. Life after sports, if you're an athlete, is your real challenge as a human being. And that's where you can do the most for your family, the most for your community, and the most for the country, is to push your boundaries, push your exposure level to a different degree, and be confident in doing it. And that's what I got from Big John. So he's going to be sorely missed. This is very unexpected. My condolences go out to his family, his friends, his children, his grandchildren, and everyone else in his family that loved him so well. I know it's going to be difficult for them going forward, but my condolences to them. And it's just 2020, man. It's just one of those years, I guess. So, all we can do is look up and look forward and take on the future as men and women and as individuals out here. And like I keep saying, put away all these, dead all these petty issues that we might have. Some people like to hold on to this pettiness and like to keep us divided. and like to stir up all kinds of conflict or whatever. But we have to see through that. You got to get through the bigger goal, the bigger picture in life, which is just you know care for our fellow human beings. And sometimes you just have to throw a couple prayers in there too to get through the storm. So it's just one storm that we're going through. We'll have many others. So we just have to know how to hunker down and let it pass over, and learn from the challenges that we have, and whatever adversity that might come our way. We have to kind of process it, think rationally about how to tackle it, develop a plan, and be confident in your plan, and put it into action. So once again, John Thompson Jr. Passed away early this morning at the age of 78. Longtime legend basketball coach for Georgetown Hoyas. He went to Carroll High School in the district. He's coach. That's all I know him by is coach. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank him, to thank his family. He was a mentor to so many people across this country and the world. He coached with dignity. He coached with ferociousness. He coached with fire in his belly. He was a fair man. He was all for righteousness and what was right. And he gave you a piece of his mind, whether you liked it or not. And that was only because if he wanted to give you a piece of his mind, and maybe sent a couple of choice words your way, that pretty much said, kind of put it in a way that you were his. He cared about you. So you couldn't have thin skin with John. You just had to be let it roll off your back, like I always say. So, Coach, this one's for you. You're on God's team now. Hope you're an assistant coach for God. So we hope we thank you for everything you've done, particularly in the African American community and the basketball community. I'm just a small person, a small part of that you aspired and try to see things rationally. But we're going to miss you, Coach, and rest in glory.